Going on? What's going on? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
I'm your girl Trish.
And we are
Black
Black
Press.
Press. If this is the first time to the channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications for all future episodes. And if this is also not your first, hit the like button. Coming with the fire. We got the Black Press putting the pressure on, trying to get the best out of the community. So first, we're gonna get right into it. So, it's one of Katt Williams' interviews. Where I think I forgot his name. I think it was D something. Right? He came out with he pushed. Well, he had the interview before Shannon Sharp, but he pushed it out after Shannon Sharp. But some of the videos are coming out about things that Katt Williams was saying, and
Do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's that?
The liar knows what lie he told. And if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. That's just why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place, is because without this nose, we can tell you this is what it is. But with that nose, it can only be Why would somebody vandalize a whole face and only vandalize one part? Nobody wanted to knock an eye off or take an ear off or no chins missing. No nose. Because it's a brand.
Okay.
That's true. You don't see getting plastic nose. Copy everything else but that. I've never seen.
Lips. They definitely do the lips.
Never seen they nose.
See, but the biggest I'm gonna play it again because this part is what people don't really understand about what he was saying is at the beginning of what he said.
Do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I pay attention to what I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. They chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place. This nose. But with that nose, it can only be as a whole face and only vandalize one part. Nobody wanted to knock off or take ear off or no chins. No nose. It's a brand.
From that, what he was the part that says, I can get if I can get your attention to look over here, well, I still know what the truth is. Then you to believe the falseness versus the truth. I'll show you what. So this is what they know is the truth. Simone Biles. Right? Sports person of the year. Sports person. Not sports woman. Sports person of the year. So that's the best about sports. Is sports can what's the greatest. It's they're all over point system, same rules. Every time we come against another race in sports, we go above and beyond. We overachieve over everybody else playing by the same, right? But what happens is they get us at this.
That'd be nice.
Very nice. Really.
No, I'm just saying.
They get you to look at. They get us to look at that. So we should be looking at this.
Simone Biles. Yes, too.
No,
and
what
she's
I'm saying,
covered.
we should be looking. We should be looking to this as a model, right? As a role model, we should be looking. Our young women should be looking to this.
Yeah.
But we have this as an option. Nobody's looking to Simone Biles. Our people are not. The majority of our people are not. But here's what I'm saying. If I can keep looking at Angel Reese in the competition between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, I have to listen to this.
Surprise to a lot of you guys to hear this, but I really don't like being in the limelight, the center of the room, but it tends to happen to me a lot. But I'm really uncomfortable with public speaking, so trust me when I tell you I'd rather be competing on a 4-inch beam. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Thank you, Sports Illustrated, for this incredible honor. I'm truly excited to be up here, especially with Ali presenting. I share this award with my family and my friends as they have been with me every step of the way, and I'm really grateful for their love and support. I also want to shout out my coaches, Cecile and Laurent, because I couldn't have done this without you guys. People think of gymnastics as an individual sport, but I wouldn't be here without my team. Support as an athlete means more than I can possibly express. To my husband, Jonathan, thank you for being with me through the highs and the lows and always being my side,
That part.
no matter what. I'd also like to give a shout out to
That
my
part.
friends at Friends of the Children who continue to be a source of inspiration for each and every day.
That part.
When I started doing gymnastics when I was 6, I never imagined winning medals and everything I've been fortunate enough to do up until this point. I just wanted to have fun and hopefully get a college scholarship. I've surpassed. Super exciting. But every day I spend competing alongside my teammates is truly a gift. And to all the little ones out there, stay engaged, stay active. Lessons learned through individual or team sports is something you can carry on through the rest of your lives. No matter what life throws at you along your journey, be the best person you can be. Follow your passion, the work. You know that I see the gold within all of you. I'd also like to recognize that 2024 was a big year for women's sports. And I'd
bigging up everybody else.
Yay. And I'd also like to remind everyone that it's not limited to once every 4 years. So please continue to invest and support all women's sports at all levels. Thank you again for the love and support, and thank you, SI, for the recognition. Happy New Year, and cheers to 2025.
Wow. Did you recognize Prince?
Yeah, she has a humble spirit. So.
That's what they don't want us to see. They don't want us to see somebody like Simone Biles being the greatest in the world and shouting out her husband. The greatest in the world.
But that's what people
shouting
do,
out her husband. But who else is
Married
doing
people.
that? No, because like she said, in the year of 2024 and in the process year 2025, we're still shouting Black Girl Magic. Not like I said.
I don't think Black Girl Magic and Black Girl two entities that
there's a consistent argument that the black woman
other.
can do it all by herself.
there is, yeah, it's known that yes, a black woman can. However, it's not just to say, oh, just I want to be single because I don't want the headache of being in a relationship.
That's what we talk. You said they do. They don't want the headache of being in a relationship,
but
because it's tough. I mean, like this. No, I'm gonna let you finish. What?
No, but there's seriously people that there's people that are good in relationships, and there's people that still needs to work on themselves. In your phase where you're working on yourself, you have to put that work in to be at a level of independency before you get into a relationship. Because if not, then you'll be codependent on the person that your partner to always have to depend on them. But if you're lacking some within yourself, you're eventually else.
But here's the problem. We think, again, just like Katt said, they want us to look at what's over here instead of what the real important issue is. We think that because I'm over here working on myself, I can't find anybody that, so I cannot disagree with myself.
But okay.
But side is abolishing Roe versus Wade because they know more babies are born. They're trying to keep more, continuously trying to make sure that they stay at the majority population. We're on doing like Naomi Osaka, who is just now the rapper. What's his name? Corday. No longer, right? I mean, Coco Gauff's still doing it. She just invested into that the NBA or that competition to the WNBA herself. But then, what they don't want us to see, Zendaya. Is it Zendaya or Zendaya? Zendaya, right? Got a ring, instead of a baby.
People calling out. Who else? What's the other girl? There's a few.
Halle Bailey. No, she ain't had.
She's not married. Yeah,
she did.
Little baby.
Oh,
the cute one. Name?
Sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like he wants to look. So and then, but it's not just
Halo.
It's not just women.
Yeah.
Huh?
Halo.
Right. So it's not just women. Yeah. They still have we're still looking at other things like this.
Living my best life right now. I just want to let y'all know I'm living my best life. I ain't gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I was locked down for I was in jail, and not jail like, but like y'all know I like to call it marriage jail. So I feel like that's for anybody, not just me. That's for my ex. That's for everybody. Everybody was in marriage jail. Like, you guys just live your life. You know what I'm saying? Just live your life. Anybody that done been broke up, divorced, lost friends and shit, man, live your life, man. Tat that shit up to up. You feel me? I won't let another motherfucker play with me ever again. Ever. You won't be able to do it. Not now, motherfucker won't ever be able to play with me. Ever. Ever with me.
And
so I'm gonna pause right there because he is not a credible source, because he also said that people should stay in their relationships regardless of whatever you go through. He's speaking from a hurt place right now, right?
Yeah. He's done with his marriage, right?
He also contradicts himself in saying that you should stay in a relationship regardless of what is going on.
But he did.
Be it physical abuse, cheating, verbal abuse. He think you should stay within the relationship.
But he's out now, right?
He's out because she left. So he wanted to stay within that relationship.
But what about the
but she
idea-
wasn't having it because he couldn't stop and stay with her.
Right?
He kept
because
stepping
we
out.
keep thinking after we're supposed to have
Yeah.
right. We're supposed to have it all. Chats Ocho Cinco.
Mm-hmm.
Ocho Cinco just did the same thing. Just did the
And
same
he had
thing.
a
What's her
good-
name was on
Sherelle.
yeah. Was on the doing an interview with
Okay, so when you
Carlos
and Chad were together, it was a monogamous relationship.
When we were together, you know, some going on and about it, texting other women, you know. I found out about it and I was like, you know who I am? I know who you are. I'm gonna respect what you have, but it is what it is, and nobody's perfect. I just feel like things happen. Be honest about it. Like
But he said,
Look at this. This is me. Look at this. The fucking chocolate. The beef of chocolate. This not any kind of. This is really chocolate. She left this. Thank you, Mom. No?
This is what-
She left me when I'm in my season too. Rico?
She left you when
"Yo, season."
you in your season?
I'm in my season.
You know what? I'm so sick of hearing stuff like this. You know, because
But ain't we all saying it though?
no, but okay. There's a thing with when they feel like you have to stay down with them through whatever, be it they step out, they cheat on you, they have babies on the side, etc. Right?
Yeah.
And that because they say, all right, when I get older, this is home. This is where
Right.
I'm. Regardless of what, just look the other way until
See-
I get this whole phase out. He wants to stay. He wants to stay down.
But
with that.
also, a woman on the other side, black women say, "A man that's strong enough to handle me. I need a perfect man that's gonna love me with all my." See, because it wrong to cheat, right?
Yeah.
Like she said, be honest. Just be honest. That actually solves a lot of stuff. Cause then like I told you, I mean, but here's the problem: is because women will equate nothing to the level of cheating, right? But she ain't cheating. You supposed to accept her with all her imperfections, but his cheating is wrong. That's equal. The problem is we don't want to admit that disrespecting somebody is disrespecting them.
That's cheating.
Okay, what? See, that's the problem.
I'm just asking
Yes,
questions.
Yes, if you are completely evil when you get angry, that's the thing to cheat. Why?
Same thing.
Because it's disrespect.
Okay.
What's the point? What is cheating? Cheating is what? Disrespecting our relationship, right? If you get mad at me and turn into cussing me out and all this other stuff, throwing stuff, flipping out, and it ain't for cheating, why is that not equal?
That though.
That don't mean
in-
that don't make
no,
it
but
right.
I'm saying in the black community,
Does that make it right though?
it doesn't make it right. Look at baby. Look how much they argued and stuff, and they ended up making out. It put spice on their relationship. That happens for some people, right?
But it still goes back to Katt Williams. What Katt Williams was saying is,
Smoke
we think
screen, no doubt.
that it's better to look at what happened in Baby Boy versus the real way to have a relationship is. We do it with money too. We do it with money. I'll show you how we do it with money. It's just insane. Like, I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm just
Putting out money to count is so corny. It's corny because I'm doing it. If your favorite rapper was doing it, it wouldn't be no problem. It's corny because when there's 2 times doing it. Suck my feel good. I'm recounting the money because it make me feel good. I'm recounting the money because I like when it touch my hands. B, what's up, baby? You new money. I like to know that I got money, so I keep counting it. Even though I know how much it is, and I keep counting it.
It is corny, right?
I count it again.
But everybody doing it.
We're gonna count it again. I like to count it again.
You see money phone. You see them all with counting machines. Boosie doing it. All these rappers making. Even what's his name? Soulja Boy, who say he making all this money. What are we doing? But the other folks, they are for sure not, because
nobody's gonna put that on the table like, ooh, look what I made. Ooh, look what I got. Ooh, I'm counting. Let me count it.
Shit,
no same person's doing that.
I don't think it's about insanity.
It's not about insanity. You have to be some type of crazy.
No, guess who else did it?
Who else?
Jay-Z.
Until he's back in the day.
Exactly, but you know why?
He don't do that nowadays.
Let me tell you why he did it though. That's what the listeners and the viewers want to see. So he did it until he made the money, and then he stopped doing it because he knew it wasn't smart, but he was smart enough to know that that's what the viewers and the listeners want to see.
For that crowd, yeah.
Was that insane? No, that was brilliant. That's what they do. They doing it because that's what we absorb. But that's what we listen to.
But there's people getting killed because
that's the broke folk. I know. He do it all the time. He killed. Well, for one, he was a freaking demon. He was a demon out there. You listen to his bio.
You put yourself.
Goodness.
You put yourself on the platter when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, but the real dumb folks that's doing it and getting murked, while these guys are money and making the young folk think that's how you supposed to get on. Look at us. Like Katt Williams said, we still looking away. Looking over here. Right, the right way to do it is over here. But we watching when there's 2 times counting his money. We watching Boosie count his money. So everybody else want to put up the money phone. Right? While we over here doing that, while Jay-Z, he gonna get out making the big boy moves, but he started out here talking about how much money he was making.
But he's getting crowd like
no,
yes, certain
yes, where
certain
he
communities
but
are only exposed to just the rap life.
So you think Boosie ain't exposed to it?
Keeps himself within the community. He hasn't really stepped out. He was just in Waffle House the other day.
So you saying he know what's going on?
He well know what's
he don't
going
know
on.
what's possible.
Like, you have to expose yourself to that. So you have to be willing and able,
or you have to be comfortable with giving your income by poisoning the mind of young people.
If they can get it, then
they can get it that way.
Yeah,
that's how they doing it. Because we know that the young folks don't understand and they have a love for money like this. But we still got I don't know how old is Finesse 2 times. Like this dude is Finesse 2 times.
He probably in his 40s or something.
Right up. See, Google be listening to me. 32 years old.
40.
He's 32 years old. So he know. He's smart enough to know. But he knows as he keeps doing the counting money, don't watch him. Look at this. Then it poisons our own mind. That's why Tiffany Haddish doing what she doing. Yeah. She didn't went crazy too. Look at this. I mean, look, for real.
Ooh, new money tastes good. You want to kiss me, Ben? Yeah. Ooh, you're such a good kisser. You want to. Sexy. I want to make change with you. I want to make change with you. Oh, shoot. Grab my booty. Grab my booty, Ben. Grab my booty, Ben. Oh, my God. Oh, you're so good. Oh, I just want to make a big old quarter with you. Shoot. You got me on my back. You want me to turn off? You ain't got to ask me. Oh, that money's good. Money's good. No money is good. No money is good.
Are you telling me that's being seen? That's what.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
You know that's how we think, though. You know that's how we think. So there's some little girl watching Tiffany Haddish do that. That's what's most important. The money. You can't take it with you. That's what we don't understand. That's the other part. What's going on today, right? What's going on today in LA? LA. All the rich people live at, right? LA is completely under siege with fire. So while we thinking the money is all we need, it's all about the money. Get the money, get the money, get the money. We're not realizing that all it takes is one person doing a barbecue to take everything you work for away. Like, why are we're over here focusing on the cash? If Finesse Times is in his house, if his house is in LA with all the cash, it's gone. But you can't even, like, the cash that you counting is not enough for you to pay for the $1 million house. You know what you still gotta have?
Insurance.
A loan. A loan. But say, like somebody's pointed out in our last video, the down payment showing up. One of the real estate agents said we're showing up with a low down payment and a new sports car.
Yeah.
And being outbid by the people showing up with a well taken care of Honda. Because we so focused on the cash and the money and the nice ride. Just like Katt Williams said, they're focused on what's right, and we're focusing on what's not, what looks good in front of us. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows the lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I think that the answer is over here, the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. They chop those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt.
If we get our minds, then we can't accomplish.
But it's difficult because all you gotta do is flash
in front of us.
Our
Something
minds are
shiny.
diverted.
Yeah, for sure. Some positivity. Let me give you a little bit of positivity. I was watching, and this was awesome.
I've been in the wilderness a mighty long time, and I ain't got weary yet. I ain't got weary, oh no, ain't got weary. I've been praying like Paul. I've been serving my Lord a mighty long time, and I ain't got weary yet. Oh, I've been talking with my Savior. I've been walking with the Lord. I've been in the wilderness a mighty long time, and I ain't got weary yet. I ain't got talked with Jesus. Won't he? My God, he is a rock in a weary land. Won't he save your soul? Oh, won't he save your soul? Oh, won't he make you whole? He'll pick you up, turn you round, place your feet, Lord, on solid ground. Oh Lord, won't he pick you up, and then won't he turn you round, and then won't he place your feet, oh yes Lord, on solid ground. Yes, I've been in the wilderness a mighty long time, and no, I ain't got weary. And I ain't God's weary. Yes, I've been in the wilderness a mighty long time, and I ain't God's weary.
I didn't even know they had that at Morehouse.
Now,
That was dope.
that was nice.
That was dope. Like
How-
that was
Don't you get tired of the Negro spiritual narrative?
no.
I mean, it's always
No.
it's always thrown at us like we're supposed to. Oh, it sounds almost like out in like the field,
Yeah.
and they haven't been freed yet.
we haven't been freed yet. Look at this. I mean, you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
We still didn't receive reparations. Don't get reparations at all. Never. For one, I did not know Morehouse Glee Club.
Yes,
that was dope.
It's
that dope, especially to see young black men doing that. And then it's so many. It's just so many different looks. Like, ain't none of them. Nobody's looking the same.
Yeah.
Short hair, long hair.
Diverse.
Twists, dreads, all of that, and everybody on one key. I love it. It was awesome. But we have not received reparations.
Mm-hmm.
We still have more black women dying in giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
We still have racial bias. We still have people praising our houses and giving us lesser values.
Yeah.
Because we're black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many things. The Ice T thing, but that's not that was he jacked that up anyway. But if y'all saw the Ice T video, it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Why are you driving around with no license, an expired license and an expired tag? Come on, Ice T or not. But like there's so many there's different. When people say that there's no racism going on in America, it's because it's so sewn into the America. It can literally say it doesn't exist because it's not visibly seen until you try to do something that you don't get the loan for your business, or you don't get the right appraisal for your house, or you don't get the loan for the house. All of these things, but care just for say, this is what the first five.
I'm a boomer generation, and I can tell you that the boomer generation in general has a huge blind spot.
Back up, because what he says, what he says is important to mention.
Which one? This one?
To look at a black person in 2024 and say that we're being racist for not trusting white people, being hesitant around white people, let's use some logic for a second. If Ruby Bridges, the first black girl to integrate, has an Instagram page and is still alive today, those people that were calling her a monkey and bringing nooses to a little child going to school, where do you think now? Where do you think their siblings are now? Where do you think their children are now? Do you think that all of these racist people just poof disappeared off the earth? Martin Luther King was killed 1 year before my mom was born. My grandma can still remember lynchings. The MOVE movement was bombed by the American government in Philadelphia in 1985. My mom was 16. Where do you think all of these racist ass people came from? Our previous presidential candidates were born before segregation. 20 years before him. Are y'all stupid?
That was some interesting information. 1985. Did not know that.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our siblings were born around.
It hasn't been that far. I mean, you gotta think about it. The Civil War just ended less than 200 years ago.
And it's about to start right back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
So-
just... So,
Yeah. But here's the thing, though, and that what I don't want us to do, and I hate when we do it, is to say systemic racism is always going to hold us back. There's ways around stuff.
yeah.
Like the thing that speaks thing is money.
I think education more so. Because
Well,
yes, you can have money,
yes
but
and no.
if
Yeah,
you don't know like how,
Yeah. The money.
you got to be smart. You definitely have to have the smarts.
But what I'm saying is, all of that doesn't. You can. I mean, they lynched smart people back then too, though.
What's that?
They lynched smart people back then.
Because they don't want the smart person
But
to have access to the money, because then they could show you how to grow it
Yeah.
and how to use it to their benefit.
Yeah. But yeah, you're is the education, but the education is like for what reason? Because you can have all the reasons like a thermometer, but if there's no way for you to get where you need to get to, if you got all the degrees but they ain't got the car, you ain't getting nowhere. You don't have a way to communicate. How do you get anywhere with all the degrees? You can't. So, but I'm talking about the way that change is affected.
Yeah,
change is affected through money. They actually affected the pockets of that community, where if nobody was riding the bus, they lost so much money they had to integrate the buses. They was losing in all of those other stores. They had to integrate, or they weren't. That's when we started diverting our money to our own people and were willing to walk. That's when things started changing. But it's also the money that Martin Luther King, who we're gonna have Martin Luther King birthday celebration coming up soon, but on Celebration Day.
Yeah.
But that's why he was murdered too, because when it was integration, they was like, okay,
messing with people's money.
When he started his the poor people's campaign, that's what took him out.
People would take you out for.
They took him out because of the money. No, all right, we let you sit on the same bus. You want to sit at the same counter, but you want to start getting our money. No, that's the problem, and that's why I don't believe it's racism. There's racial bias, but I think racism, the acts of that cause us harm, I don't even think that's racism. I think that's more. It's because they look in the operation not as a separate race within the human race, but as a separate species. And I say that because you ever seen a Geographic show where a National Geographic show where you see the lion giving meat to the hyena?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
You seen a lion giving meat to a hyena?
They walk away from the food.
Yeah, when they're done. But you're not gonna let that lion is never gonna let the hyena over and eat off the same zebra that they just killed.
Unlike.
But it didn't happen in
Mufasa and not Mufasa, but Scar. He control of the
yeah. I'm talking about a real lion.
I digress.
I'm talking about a real. Like the lion wants all meat.
Yeah.
Until he's done. Right? He's not gonna give it to the hyena. The hyena is gonna take it by having more of them, which means to the education, more educated black people can pull that income, but they don't. Racism isn't them acting against a race. They think they're actually a completely different species than us, so they're trying to keep what they believe they deserve, what is theirs. That's not really racism. That's you're a different species. Because if you weren't the totally different species, you would not think to keep things away to act for the sake of it taking from you, because you would have humanity and or what's the word?
Not necessarily, because that's survival of the fittest within
right, different species.
But the
empathy, that's the word.
Yeah.
A real human would see. That's another thing that happened and that helped in the civil rights movement. In the civil rights movement, it wasn't until they started seeing black people being hosed, attacked by water, and being attacked by dogs, and other real humans were saying they were white, but they were real human beings, had empathy and saying, "Oh, that's not right." When I see it now, I understand what's really going on, and I don't have to speak against it. That's what I'm saying. When you're acting in a form of racism, not really human because you're acting like you're a totally different species.
It's the same thing because even in today, they're not holding people, but they are still holding from stuff.
Right.
There's people that's sitting there watching, and they're not necessarily jumping in like, oh, let me stop this, let me help this.
Right.
They're watching and letting it stray.
Yeah, they're not human. You think you're completely different. You can't really and do the things that they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, humans would have to be, well, technically, I mean, the Iron Man is wicked, but I'm saying like they are acting as a race separate from the what they're seeing that are being harmed and being discriminated and racial against them. When they see it, they visually see it, and you don't have enough empathy to think that that's wrong. You are not human. You're acting like a different species. You think that you deserve everything to get to anybody else. Like, you think that's just your. Think about it. So when they put us in the projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a system of racism, but when you think about it, it goes way past racism and economy, and it actually goes to the biological level of ecology.
Mm-hmm.
Because any area of land can only sustain a specific number right? So only thing what in the projects is the fact that the projects in that area sustain anything more than a number of humans that's in it. So that's why we ended up attacking each other or selling drugs or becoming a rapper or a basketball, things that are going to get you out of that community because the community has a capacity population that can't be exceeded.
Mm-hmm.
That's how children can grow up in the projects and be in the project as adults with their children in the project, because it can sustain so long as people are dying.
But if you think
That's
about
ecology.
the projects is, of course, yes,
It's
packed.
Yeah, it's packed
Right.
because there's a limited. What I'm trying to say is, even though it's systemic racism and it's something that might have been intentionally done, it goes past the level of just money and racism. That's like that the base level. That's biology.
Mm-hmm.
Biologically, we can't survive over a max capacity.
I understand that because it's okay. Let's keep them here and monitor them here. It's like putting rats in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, let's put them here, see what they do. Let's throw a little bit of drugs in there. Let's take away some of their education.
Yeah,
give
because
them
all of that keeps them at this level.
Yeah.
So, and that's the biggest problem that we have in our community. Okay, because the white community, the difference between Miley Cyrus and Sexy Red is Miley Cyrus can influence white young girls, but because their population is greater, it has a less effect on the entirety of the population. But when Sexy Red influences one or two or the amount of black young girls that she has influence over, because our population is smaller, it has a greater effect on our population as a whole, which prevents us from going anything higher than our max capacity, because we have so many things that are attacking us, like systemic racism, but all like our own culture that keeps us at the max capacity and unable to exceed it and go further out. It's biology. Like, it's literally what it is. And that's why Katt Williams, when keep us, they want us, because if we look over here, one in teen pregnancy and unable to go to school and unable to get the career, unable to move up out of the end, and then that's one less person that can influence the black community positively. So as long as we can get the children in the schools, in their ears, before they actually able to reach anything greater, that's another one off the board that we don't have to worry about actually improving the situation of the community. That's why when we look at this video, the other one for healthcare, I'll talk a little bit more about it because it's
so I'm a boomer generation physician, and I can tell you that the boomer generation has a huge blind spot to its own baked-in racism. Typically, younger generations are much more aware and conscious of racial bias, and I would expect that of your generation. So I want to gently and respectfully suggest that you start doing some deconstruction of your own racism, because we all, as white people, have it. It's there. You have to unpack it. People of color have absolutely no reason to trust white doctors. I've experienced a myriad of incidents of being disregarded by white doctors, their pain passed off as drug seeking, for instance, and they need advocacy. And if they can't have a friend with them in the emergency room, then the best next thing is to have them on FaceTime or on the phone. Let me give you an example. It was 1995, and I was a third year psychiatry, and I was doing my shift in the ER one evening when a third year surgery resident, a young man, white, came to me and said, "Hey, we got a patient we want to transfer to your service." And I asked him if I could go see her with him, and he said sure. So we went, and she was a thin black female, curled up in fetal position on a gurney in extreme pain. And he said, she's just med seeking. She's just looking for pain meds. I asked him how long she had been there, and he said 16 hours. 16 hours. So I asked him when was the last time he examined her. He said, oh, when she came in. He had not examined her since she came in. I asked him the last time they did labs on her, when she came in. So I went to examine the patient. She was in extreme peritoneal pain. We all know what that can mean. He said to me, pain abuser. And I said, did you know that cocaine can cause mesenteric infarcts? And she could be having a mesenteric infarct and her bowel dying right now. He said, nah, she's just pain med seeking. I asked him to do a lab. So he did a lab, and her white count was through the roof. He said, we're not taking her on the surgery service. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'll take her on the psych service, but she's going to be right here, so she's ready for you to rush to surgery when her bowel ruptures. And that's exactly what happened about 1 hour later. That's just one example of many that I could go into. But this is something I want you to start doing. Instead of observing how your black patients are having somebody on FaceTime or on the phone when you're examining them, observing your colleagues who are white in the emergency room, treating people of color, and know the differences. Start taking note and start unpacking your own biases.
And that kind of confirms a lot of stuff that I was saying.
Yeah, we need more black doctors.
That's
more
the
black
problem.
doctors. We need more black nurses, male and female.
That's the problem.
Because when we go in physician office, you don't know what you're going to be faced with. You're already in a position of need, and you're going to this doctor's office, and you don't know if you're going to come out alive.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, the way she's talking about them, it literally is, it's like they're looking at a completely different species of creature.
Mm-hmm. They think our parents,
right?
They think
it's like a PhD looking at a mouse.
Yeah, that's that like rats in a cage.
Scientists, yeah. But like you said, and it's because we need more doctors, we need more nurses. I think we need more doctors. Nurses though,
yes,
because
definitely.
the doctor's going to determine what's really going to happen versus the nurse. But that goes back to the ecology that I'm saying.
Yeah,
because if I can stop a young man or a young female from reaching the mental capacity of being able to go through the rigor. And I've been, like, as a biology major, I've been side by side with these pre-med students, and that, that stuff is not easy, and it's all coming at you, and you have to continue to consume it and be able to regurgitate it in a way that makes sense. Because once you pass like bio 1108, bio, bio 2, past that, the questions are no longer A, B, C, or D. It is explain this. Exactly. And so we need, that's what the problem has to be fixed in our cultural mindset, our music mindset, our actual habits. Because if not, ecologically, we're going to stay where we are.
Yeah. But it's hard to break out of it because just imagine
it's not hard if you,
but just
you
imagine
have to
the pressures being black. Like you have be hard.
Let me.
You have it's hard. Now you have all that with you, and then you're trying to develop study and go through that as well. It's not saying it can't be done, but you have to have some sort of perseverance.
It's hard part though
to be able to handle that.
It's not hard when you start as a child.
If you have good parents,
problem.
If you don't have good
that's
parents,
the problem.
We
have to change. We have to at least change the mind of the parents to say, I'm not gonna let her or him have access to all of this music that is literally, bruh. Real talk. The music that we listen to is mental.
It's detrimental.
No. The music that our community listens to is literally mentally molesting our children. Exposing them to the things verbally and visually should not be seen at that level. And then classroom and actually be able to focus. How does a child focus when they just listened to and just saw? How does a child focus when they just got molested by somebody at their house? They can't focus, can't think, but they have the mental molestation going into their ears every day, and we're thinking and expecting them to operate in a way that is actually going to be successful.
Oh, that was deep.
It makes absolutely no sense.
That was deep, but that was very, very, because when you do think about it in that sense, because if you just imagine you have your young child, see Reagan, Megan Thee Stallion. And is it
mine ain't mature enough.
Developed? They take it and think that, okay, I need to go out there. I need to catch a bag. I need to X, Y, Z. There's people that's actually taking the music and versus usually meant for.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an artistic expression, not actually you live.
Yep. And it is. So, and that's the thing. Music is supposed to be, music and art is an expression of life. But when you expose music to a child, and that child goes from the music being an expression of life, an expression of the music. It flips.
Yeah. Because they can't process it.
Because
like that.
The music that we listen to would be equal to taking a Da Vinci statue with the man in full nude, dang left and right, in the front door of the elementary school.
Yeah,
it's art. It is art. Art that child should be seeing at that level. It's art though. Music is art. But when you expose a child at the wrong level, wrong age, distorts their memory. But we want to stick to art. It's an artistic expression. yeah, it's an artistic expression that's been expressed to children, but then expressing was expressed to them, and we repeat the process, and that's with this.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of you. Touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and keep on praying for me.
I'm not gonna sit up there.
They say, I assume should you repent, then you never wait later to repent. If you sin, you don't wait no 2, 3. You don't wait till the baby come to repent. You repent now. You just don't do it again. But you got to repent. I don't care how you look at it. You already know. You already know what time it is. I told her, it's not what you think it is. But they're praying for you. We ain't gonna condone your sin now. We ain't gonna do that. Ain't no baby showers going on.
Right? No baby shower. Dang.
What you lose out there. You have a baby out of wedlock. Ain't no.
Ooh, he went harsh.
Nobody at this church
Listen to what the rest
one.
of you say. Wow. He said nobody in the church better have a baby shower.
Mama shouldn't have one neither. You gotta take care of your granddaughter. But you can't condone sin. You don't have no private baby shower. You can't have no baby shower. You lose all the pride and glory. You lose all that. You just lose all that. Thank God that God didn't take you out of here. I'm not.
That's why you always start joking.
I keep saying that. I'm just still talking later.
I disagree with that second part. But what you got? I mean, so, but okay, let's start off by the segue.
Yeah.
When you allow your child to be exposed to things, sex, and the thoughts, and the music, and the idea of it, and that's the only way that they allowed their mind to be changed before they were supposed to. That's like eating for like, why is it? What did you think?
Taking the veil. So remember, like how the Garden of Eden and how the veil was removed after the whole commencement. But it is important for us to reach out to our young people, right? It's more important to reach out to the parents first because they're the ones that's actually influencing the children. So if you allow certain things to happen, then you can't go back and backtrack and say, "Oh, I've this to them, but it was within my house, so it's okay." That's how a lot of people think. But once they're exposed to that stuff, then it's harder to explain it to them because they already have the narrative in their head of what they think, and you cannot change a child's mind. You can try, but it's very difficult to change a child's mind.
You listen to it.
Yeah, if they catch you on that, it's like
you listening
doing it. Then why can't I? Yeah. So, but besides that,
yeah, that part. What
I think there was so many people in that church. Somebody should have been standing up. Though I know they'll argue and say, "Oh, she committed the act." Just be able to grown enough to stand up there.
Point.
That is, see, that's where it gets messed up. The adults exposing it to them, but you don't want to go up there and stand up there with them because they're not mature enough to.
That's I think that's a good point. I think her parents should have had to stand up there with her.
They should have stood up there with her.
They should have, because where did you fall through the cracks?
Mm-hmm. Because this is a child still, right? Child carrying. She's still a child. She's undeveloped. She couldn't even.
But we don't know how old she was.
She was young.
But she might have been an adult. It seemed like she might have. It seemed like she was an adult. Yeah.
But even if she wasn't a full grown adult, she was still young. She needed a mentor, somebody there,
and not a Dr. Umar mentor. Not a Dr. Umar mentor. Older male. No. No.
But she needed a female to be up there with her that can put themselves in her
I
shoes.
think her parents. I think she still should have stood up there by her, because you did the act by yourself. And
the guy should have been up there too.
But the guy's not in the church, which is very likely because of the way our culture is.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a soldier. Body mocked up like the subway of Harlem. That's what she wanted. So you did it. Yeah, you go, because you can't. Us can take your sins to the cross for you.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's okay for her to be up there, standing up there by herself?
Yep. Now I don't agree with saying we're not gonna get you stuff.
Yeah.
No, baby. Okay. Baby shower, but you're still gonna get stuff.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people do that with teen pregnancies. We're not going to celebrate it.
Celebrations,
but it's not. It's not the person that you're celebrating. The child has already been conceived.
That's not true.
It's for the child has already been conceived. It's for the baby.
That celebrating is being no.
Nowadays they blow it out of.
Let me tell you why it's not for the baby.
The original.
Let me tell you why it's not for the baby.
Okay.
Hold on. You know why?
Why?
Because the baby doesn't remember it. They're not even born yet.
No, that's not it. Shower the baby with gifts.
No, it's the shower of the mother.
Baby
shower is the shower of the baby too. No, that's what I'm saying. It's the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The baby shower is not for the kid. The kid's not even born yet. Remember, they can hear voices. What do you think? Put a baby in the
Babies
comment.
Can't hear. They can't.
Put a baby in the comments if you think that a baby shower is for the baby.
It's true.
Put a woman in the comments if you think that the baby shower is for the mother, because it's for the mother. It is for her to enjoy it. For her to say this child is a blessing.
No,
child is not.
No,
that child will be blessed by God if you do the right thing.
In that aspect, do you think only people that are married should have baby showers, and some people should just?
Technically, yeah.
I don't think so.
But then that's still on their conviction. The problem we have with that is we don't believe that. So if we believe that marriage should come first, then we don't believe that the baby shower should only be for married couples.
Mm-hmm.
So one is they're both together. That's like the putting the cart before the horse. You're putting the baby before the marriage. We do that in our community now.
Yeah,
it's more important to have a baby than to have marriage.
Because babies do endless love, so that's why a lot of people are pregnant. Oh, I want to be a family.
That's
I
what
want
the
to feel
woman accepts,
loved.
and then the man thinks, "Well, I have to get married because then I don't have to myself." You ain't got nothing. What are you talking about? I don't want to get married. Document for the government. You got a driver's license, don't you? Why don't you teeth and get put over? But like, I don't need no driver's license. That's what it says. I don't need I don't need to get married because it's just a license that's been controlled by the government. But you still have a license. You still bring your birth certificate to the DMV to get your driver's license. You get pulled over by the cops and you give an insurance card. Those are all legal documents.
But you know what happened?
Why you ain't out here riding solo dolo? The whole way through. Your whole life. Your whole life. Come on. You not with the government, right? Ride it. Ride it out. See what happened.
You know what should happen? They birth certificate should get ripped up. People that say stupid stuff, but all right, you want to say something stupid? Shh.
I mean, bruh, if you don't believe, you don't need to actually get married because the license shouldn't matter, then why do you have a driver's license? If you know how to drive. In the comments, can somebody tell me why you have a driver's license if you already know how to drive, but you believe you don't need to get married because that's just a certificate controlled by the government?
Oh man,
scar.
It's the shame.
Right.
Who wants to?
The scar does what?
That?
But what does the scar do?
It heals and get better eventually,
but you still have that mark to remind you, I'm not jumping off that couch no more.
I hope they provided her counseling because that's very detrimental to someone's mental and psychosis.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
Shame
Okay.
causes depression.
Okay, but here's the problem.
Which also leads.
Here's the problem.
People,
the problem is, when is there enough discomfort for her not to do it again? Where is that at? And
when she got pregnant?
That's when it happens. Because you're telling me that every girl that gets pregnant by one dude does not end up going to get pregnant by another dude. If that's the case, nobody would ever get pregnant by multiple dudes and never be married.
But I'm saying, in her case,
you
can tell.
But how do you know that?
No, but listen, like you can tell us. You
can't tell.
You can discern
a certain.
You can discern
You cannot.
You can discern someone's.
That's
spirit.
not true.
It's very true.
That's not true.
It's very true. So you can't discern someone's.
You can discern somebody's spirit in the moment,
Yeah.
but you don't. That doesn't mean that they're going to stick to that moment of grief over what they did and not continue to do it again, unless there's something an event that is tied to it. That's how you teach students. You teach students by tying an emotional event to it or something that can remind them of what you just taught them. It has to be. If I can connect you to something and saying about the Earth's crust is when the Earth moved, the tectonic plates moved together, and then the fart came out and it was lava. Now you thinking the lava is a fart, but it made you laugh, right? So then you got the memory of the tectonic plates moving connected with the memory of the laughter. If it's a traumatic event, that's what also does cause PTSD or that stuff. But there has to be some level of connection to it that's drastic enough to make you change your thought process of the Earth is flat.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I don't think that would be traumatic. If that's her first child and she learns to do it right, she finds,
hard childbirth pregnancy.
Yeah, Sarah Jakes made through it.
I know.
She dealt with an enormous amount of shame. I don't think she had to do that, but she had all that shame.
Yeah, she said he's gonna reach out to her,
and it came up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be something big enough to make you change your mind. And we don't have anything like that most of the time. Now it's like, oh, it's the best of God. Congratulations. Why are you congratulating somebody for having to now bear that child and take care of that child by themselves? Because if she didn't, she would be up there with him.
I understand that.
She would have told him, I gotta go in front of my church and do this, and he'd be like,
however, there's a certain point to when you bring shame on someone. Now, there's something to say, yes, she's too young to be out there being careless with her body.
Yeah.
However, you never know when she get older, she might not be able to have children.
She don't know that either.
I know. That's what I'm saying. For people to always for people to say you're young, you shame, you're out there being wild and stuff like that, and then here come the baby. It's not shame that she has the baby, right? Because when she gets older, nobody knows what's gonna happen the next day.
That
it
means
doesn't
I should
excuse
get,
it, and
means I should have a baby as soon as I hit puberty because I don't know if I'm gonna break my hips next year.
It doesn't excuse the behavior, but
so to bring in something that nobody knows could happen, but God doesn't actually do any. I don't think it helps the conversation at all. I don't think it helps. It's because how could you say that should be the case? What happens God will turn out things for your good.
Mm-hmm.
So what the devil meant for evil, God will turn for your good. So what the devil meant for you to be tempted and to have to bear a child out of wedlock and then be in shame and drive yourself to consistently doing the same evil things or things that cause you harm, that's what he meant for it to happen. But you went up there and decided to ask forgiveness, and you were able to change your mindset, and that was God working it out for your good. But she took it to the altar. She just took it to the altar in front of everybody, in front of the congregation. And I don't think that's not, I mean, that is biblical. That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
honorable.
It's tough.
Yeah.
They should still help her.
Yeah.
To give her
That's
stuff
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
baby.
Just
give her
some,
stuff for the baby, but not a shower. Because the shower is for the woman. So, we got anything else? Put a heart in the comments. Oh, that last thing. You know what I wanted to ask? I did want to ask you guys something. And that was what Little Scrappy said. And I'd like to know what y'all think about this.
Living my best life right now. I just want to let y'all know I'm living my best life. I ain't gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I was locked down for a long time. I was in jail, and not jail like, you know, but like y'all know I like to call it marriage jail. So I feel like that's for anybody, not just me. That's for my ex. That's for everybody. Everybody was in marriage jail. Like now you can just live your life. You know what I'm saying?
That part. Do you think marriage is like jail?
Yeah, it's a sentence. It's really.
I did not think you was gonna say that. Whoa.
No, but seriously, just think about it, when you go to jail, you don't know what you're getting into. You get in there and it's like, dang, this is what it is. But in the sense of what he's saying, marriage is like jail.
Mm-hmm.
When you're married, there's certain stuff that you cannot or should not do.
Mm-hmm.
You come under a rule of someone. Your wife or your husband can almost be like your warden. And
for sure.
And eventually somebody's playing the role of prisoner and somebody's playing the role of warden at times.
Yeah.
In a prison, you're not gonna be.
I don't even think that. Go ahead.
But in a prison, you're not gonna be a prisoner saying what you want to do and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go hit the yard. I'll be back," or You can't do none of that stuff without checking in.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily but I don't think it's the warden. I don't think the other spouse is the warden.
You don't think so?
No, I think the other spouse is the cellmate.
Two cellmates, prisoners.
Yes, under one rule, one law. God.
Okay, I can see it like that. I only say it because
because you're not my warden. Okay, I'm not. You the alarm go off and you tell me to open up my cell, stand outside and call out my number.
I'm doing one of them said the alarm. All right, you can come outside now.
Honestly, you threw me off though because I didn't think that you would say that marriage is like jail. I was definitely gonna say it.
I'm thinking of it in how he explained it.
Yeah.
If I was to put it in my perspective, I don't think it's like jail, only because I think marriage is.
Wait, no, we're trying to change it up now. You believe marriage is like jail?
No, I'm saying you have to hear me out. You have to look at both sides of it,
You was
right?
talking for a minute, but yeah.
And what he was explaining is that marriage is like jail because XYZ. That's what he experienced. Marriage, like a good marriage, y'all are partners. Y'all are in
Or cellmates.
yeah. Well, y'all are partners and y'all bond on a certain level that no one else experienced.
Cellmates do.
Oh my gosh. You've been watching Love After Lockup.
No, you watch Love After Lockup. Here's the thing. Okay. Maybe I can help you out here. Okay. Love and marriage is just like jail or prison. Just like, right?
Why?
Because you are stuck with this person, right? For the rest of your life, or until probation do you part, or release do you part, until somebody above you says it's time for you to leave. You are in prison, in jail with that cellmate, and both times you chose it not knowing to the full extent of the person you were going to be in a cell with. Oh, so you commit a crime. You made a choice that if you get caught, you gonna be in a cell with somebody that you don't know.
No, but
more than likely.
But when
right?
you get married with somebody, you're not
know
gonna
that
marry
person.
no stranger.
But you don't
You
fully,
take time
you think,
to know them.
A lot of people think they know that person, and then as soon as we get married and we're sharing an actual room and a bed and a shower and a closet and a bathroom and all that, you realize I do not know you like I thought I did. Here's the thing, though. Here's where I have a problem.
Snap.
Here's where I have a problem
Okay.
when we talk about marriage and prison, right? I have a problem with understanding how two men with full testosterone can have a cellmate for years and years and years and years, and you find a way not to kill each other, to work with one another for the maintenance of your cell, right? Men can do that in a room for years and decades, but we can't figure out how to stay in a marriage together with somebody that we
it
claim
don't be
we
working
love.
like that.
Yes, it does.
Because
You know
if
why?
you don't have a good cellmate, you end up fighting. You end
Yes,
up making
but
shanks.
guess what? Two men could have been full-blown killers, but they want to live so much that they find a way, right? But two people can say they're fully in love, but they don't believe in the vows of marriage so much that they stay together. They don't want to be married. They never believed in the vows of marriage. But two men that can't stand each other are likely to find a way because they believe in the value of life.
Two men that can't stand
It's
each
all
other.
belief.
Two macho men cannot be in the same. So you have to have one alpha and one beta, and that's how.
So you saying that's in marriage too, then, right? Has to be an alpha and a beta?
No.
How not?
Because
what if one person, like you said,
they're competing?
One person doesn't want to do it, or one person is an alpha and the other one doesn't want to be a beta.
So you think two alphas could be in there and share?
If you
space?
really cared about if you really, if you meant your vows till death do us part, like they mean you're gonna stay in that cell until we let you out. If you meant that, like you want to actually live and not die in that cell with that cellmate, you would find a way to figure it out. But we don't equate till death do us part till you gonna figure this out or I'm gonna kill you. We don't equate that. But we say it. But like you like to say, it's really just till the death of the relationship.
Boom. You hit it.
Because
You
when
hit
you
it 'cause
were
I'm about to say it.
because when you were on the altar, the pastor said, "Till death do you part." And you
What type of
said
death?
in your head, you added something. You added of the relationship. I do. You should have said both parts out loud, but you only said one.
get a little personal.
I'm not talking about you. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about you, the person that was at the
Speak
altar.
to the camera, not to me, okay?
Okay. 2 men can figure a way out that have been 2 men that have been sentenced to prison can be full-blown killers and be put in a cell and find a way to live.
I just don't see that.
We can choose to marry the person that we said we love, but we can't find a way to stay together, because when you said till death do us part and a pastor asked you, you added in there death of the relationship and said, I do. So you said in your head death of the relationship. You only said out loud, I do. You should have said both.
Y'all tell us what y'all think in the
Do you
comments.
value life? Put a 100 in the chat if you agree.
Defines going
Put
on
a 100 in the chat if you agree. Put a thumbs down in the chat. Don't hit the thumbs down button. Put a thumbs down or put a knife in the back. Put a knife if you disagree. Let us know what you think. I'm telling you, we value life. But we don't value that marriage as much as we said we did when we said the death to us part.
That's hard. If you value life, then.
But it's facts. That's why we have 50% of marriages ending in divorce, and 70% of those divorces.
But if you value life, are you
being
gonna
filed
stay
by a woman?
Are you gonna stay with somebody that just drives you into psychosis?
If you really value the marriage,
Because
if you really value what you said, but you didn't.
And you do it though.
You didn't. Just tell the truth. That's the problem. We don't even tell the truth. That's what's the Ocho Cinco's girl said. Just tell me the truth. Say
The
it.
truth.
Say the truth.
The
But we
truth-
don't do that.
the
'Cause
truth
then
sets you free.
The truth also tells the truth about me.
Truth is too deep for some people.
Truth about me.
Because
And they don't want to hear it.
we ask for truth, but when you get it, you can't handle it. So
Because we don't want the truth. Tell me what I like to hear.
That's
Is
right.
that it? I think that's it, man. I think we talked long enough.
Mhm.
That being said, yeah. That being said, tell us what you think. If you ain't done it already. Hey, you. Yeah, you. You, the face. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you.
And subscribe.
Subscribe. I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
I'm your girl Trish.
And we are Black Press.